first. So next time, come sign in, and then you can go out and play and talk and whatever. Okay? Sign in first so we can get started on time, because you know how I am, long-winded. We got things to do. All right? So, turn off the cell phones, please. Okay, so who got some of my delicious cake? Was it not the best cake you ever had? What do you mean? Rich. You are rich. Like,
I had a lot of money in it.
Big goes a long way. Alright, so I want to say something first of all about the fact that I am tired of cleaning this space up all by myself every single week because it's a lot of work. So I would appreciate afterwards if I could have a handful of volunteers, people to sweep and put chairs back in order and get things all back in order for me, okay? If you don't volunteer, guess what? I'll make the schedule and you'll have to do it anyway. So volunteer. I'll volunteer. Okay? Alright. Who had their birthday last week?
My sister's birthday.
Stand up. Stand up.
Someone's phone.
What?
What?
Yes. Are you ready? Very loudly and obnoxiously, please. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Isabella. Happy birthday to you.
Can't be a song without
Very, very lovely. Okay. How many newbies do we have? It's your first time, stand up. If it's your first time, come to the front. Come to the front. To the front now. I got one back there that won't come to the front. Get up there. Come on up. I'll give you a treat. Just to make it more nerve-wracking. 5 newbies today? That's awesome. Alright, let's be quiet so we can meet our new people. Alright? Tell us your name and what grade you're in, where you're from.
Lindsay Fowler, I'm in 6th grade.
You go to Sharon? Welcome, Lindsay. Here. For you. And next we have
Sierra.
Sierra. She's in what grade?
5th grade, I go to Holy Trinity.
5th grade from Holy Trinity. Welcome to Sierra. Next, Cheyenne. What grade are you in? And she goes to Sheridan. Welcome to Sheridan. And then I don't know who this girl is, but I think she's new.
I'm a kidney store. I'm a senior, and I'm from Overland Park, Kansas.
Kansas.
Wow.
And last but not least, we have
Cameron.
From where?
Lakewood.
What
my
grade
dude.
are you in? Are you single? She's single, ladies. Welcome, guys. How many of you guys remembered your money from Hope for Hunter this week?
Do you accept credit cards?
Pass it around. No, I don't accept credit cards. This is it, okay? This is the last, next week is the last week we can collect money for Hope for Hunter because the walk is on the 24th, okay? So bring lots of money next week, okay? You guys think you can do that? Like seriously, get the money out of the couch cushions and everything, alright? Bring all your pennies, all your dollars, everything you can, because we want to make sure that we try as hard as we can to get Rachel to her goal of $500. I thought it was $300. Oh, what is it? It's $500? Okay. Yeah, so we've done really well so far, but she's not there yet, so bring lots of money next week, okay? Alright. Over here. Now, I wonder if we have Devin Bottom here. Devin? I thought I saw her. Where is she?
I didn't see her.
I didn't see her because every time I ask if I'm mistaken. Mackenzie Gallagher? No.
Oh, she's sick.
Ryan Ross is down here. Ryan Sowers? No.
Nope, they'll be here later.
Courtney Farrell?
No, she
Layla Gaffney? No. Michaelin? She's here. Did you do your challenge this week? Yes. Come up to the front, young ladies. Ryan Casino, Emily Corey.
Emily's not here.
Emily, okay. I didn't know.
I know.
I was standing. Does anybody know why we got for Michaelin?
I'm not blind.
Congratulations! You have to come to 5 meetings and do 5 challenges to earn a bracelet. You too can have one of the fabulous rubber bracelets.
One more challenge.
All right, good job.
I got mine the very first one.
The challenge last week was to see yourself as a color, and then you were supposed to do a collage to say why you were like this specific color. All right? Now, I know some of you guys did it on Facebook, but some of them brought them in for us to see. So I'm going to share
Don't show mine.
with you. Oh, gosh.
What's your color, Waylon?
Purple.
This is Waylon's. He decided he was 3 colors.
No, I was purple and the two colors on the side.
They make purple. All right, good job. And
See
then
my demo? Your demo.
Katie Snyder is yellow
It's really
because she's
Where's the black?
bubbly and girly and bright.
Sometimes.
And then
more manly than you.
who is pink? Gracie is pink, and she has all these wonderful things, but you have to turn it a million ways to see it. Okay? And then we have another yellow. Who is yellow? Hannah Dowell is yellow also because people like or hate her. Does anyone hate Hannah Dowell?
I don't know who she is.
We love her. Yes, she's here.
I made one, but my dog decided it was a chew toy.
Oh, well, that's not good.
My dog ain't like no
And then we have Rick, who decided that he's a little bit of everything. He couldn't decide, so
We got pimp in the middle.
he just pimping it out. So I thought that this was really creative as well. For the rest of you guys that did the challenges and put them on Facebook, thank you. You did a great job. But if anybody wants to look at these afterwards, I thought they were really neat.
I don't have a phone or a camera, so I couldn't take a picture of it.
All right. So if you did the challenge, stand to your feet. Take a prize and pass it around to the next person standing.
Does it count if my dog ate it, but I did?
If you did it, it counts. They blow up.
Blow it up. Oh yeah.
So if you did not complete your challenge this week, if you did not do your challenge this week, you always have this coming week to do your challenge. Because you never know what kind of wonderful, fabulous prize could be yours next week.
I need water.
You guys don't even understand how much time I spend picking out these wonderful prizes for you. Add water to it, I'm sorry. I bought it at the dollar. Alright, so while you're finishing there, for those newbies that are here, this means quiet, not peace on earth, okay? It means quiet.
What's all peace on earth?
Well, peace on earth too, but it means be quiet so I don't have to scream. Alright? So, I asked you guys a couple of weeks ago to make sure that you're taking some old-fashioned pictures of yourself, doing some good deeds, some sparkles in honor of Lauren, so that we can make ourselves a poster to put on her wall. I have gotten 0. So if you guys don't bring me pictures, we're not going to have a poster to put on the wall. So it's up to you. All right?
Can I make one funny?
Funny?
Funny.
It has to be of you doing something good, though.
It is something good, but it's also fun.
Okay, well, it can be funny. I want you guys to know. Where did the? Oh, okay. I want you guys to know. Last week we had 61 people here. We had 5 newbies, and we had 17 people do the challenge. So yay! All right. So we have a lot to go over tonight, but we are going to start out with a talent share. As soon as we finish up here, come on, ladies. Snap it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Maddie, how do you say your last name, honey? Weigert is going to sing for us. So let's get started.
You ready? Dance,
I took a chance, I took a shot. You might think I'm bulletproof, but I'm not. You took a swing, I took it hard. And down here from the ground, I see who you are. I'm sick and tired of your attitude. I'm feeling like I don't know you. You tell me that you love me, then cut me down. And I need you like a heartbeat. But you know you got a mean streak. Makes me run for cover when you're around. And here's to you and your temper. Yes, I remember what you said last night. And I know that you see what you're doing to me. Tell me why. You could write a book on how to ruin someone's perfect day. Well, I get so confused and frustrated. Forget what I'm trying to say. Oh, I'm sick and tired of your reasons. I got no one to believe in. Tell me that you want me, then push me around. And I need you like a heartbeat, but you know you got a mean streak. Makes me run for cover when you're around. Here's to you and your temper. Yes, I remember what you said last night. And I know that you see what you're doing to me. Tell me why. Why do you have to make me feel small so you can feel whole inside? Why do you have to put down my dreams so you're the only thing on my mind? I'm sick and tired of your attitude. I'm feeling like I don't know you. You tell me that you want me, you cut me down. I'm sick and tired of your reasons. I got no one to believe in. You ask me for my love, then you push me around. Here's to you and your temper. Yes, I remember what you said last night. And I know that you see what you're doing to me. Tell me why. Tell me why. I take a step back and let you go. I told you I'm not bulletproof. Now you know.
Awesome. All right. Anytime anybody has a talent, I'm telling you guys, you all are a bunch of talented.
I've got another one. I can lick my elbow.
You can lick your elbow.
I can lick my elbow.
She can.
I can lick my elbow. I can lick my elbow. Watch it.
Yes, really. We have had people of all been asked by 2 people to be allowed to share their stories this week, so that's why I say we need to move right along. Waylon would like to share with us tonight.
I know some of you have heard my story, some of you haven't, but
I have a question.
what?
Can I stand up there with you?
You can.
May I?
You guys can. Makes it easier for me. Well, it started my 8th grade year. I got sad, but my first kiss, my 8th grade year. I don't know if you guys remember your first kiss or not. But it meant something to me. And like me and the girl had lasted for about 7 months until I moved out here. And she ended up cheating on me with my best friend who lived out there. And it got bad, and I took it so difficult because I didn't know anyone out here, didn't have anyone here for me. And I became a little depressed and started thinking about things about what is a life like, what would people's lives be without me, and how it would be without me. So, my 8th grade year in October, I held my head underwater for about 48 seconds. So my mom actually came in and stopped me. And she didn't think anything about it because she didn't really see anything wrong with me or anything. So so she just went along, didn't do anything about it. Then 2 days later, she had work, so I was home alone that day, and I had made a noose and hung it in my room. And I actually had the noose around my neck at the time, and I stopped because I thought about something. Because the August that had passed before this, my grandpa had passed away, and he was the only special person to me who actually cared about me, who I actually felt cared about me. And I knew he wouldn't have wanted me to do that, so I had stopped. But it's gotten easier. It's just like sometimes I get into a little depression, but that's why I got friends here for me now. And I know some people judge me before they even see me, and it's not what you should do. You should never judge a person before you meet them, because you never know what's behind the face. So my sophomore year, my freshman and sophomore summer came along and stuff, and I got into a real depression because my freshman year, I don't know if you guys knew me or not, but I was a major D, and that's true because I was, anyways, I had resorted to smoking, getting high, and that wasn't really me, and then I started to get into depression again, and it was bad, and that June I tried to do it again with a knife that I was actually causing blood from here to here before I actually stopped, and my sister had walked in and saw it happening, and they actually sent me to the hospital because of it. My mom still doesn't pay attention to that. She doesn't think there's nothing wrong with me, and it's just tough because it's hard to not have my dad around. He's always in Columbus or on the road, and my mom doesn't really pay attention to that much. So I know I have my friends, but some things friends can't care for. And I don't know if you guys remember about 2 months ago, I wasn't allowed to come because my mom thought I was going into depression again. She actually started to care because said Brian's Club was my cause of depression, which was just such a
You're the inspiration around here. No depression.
Yeah, but she doesn't see that like you guys do. Like, she only sees what she wants to see. It's hard. Like, everyone should have a mom and dad in their life, and I try to fill that with friends because I can't say I do have a mom figure in my life because I really can't. Like, I love her to death, don't get me wrong, but it's just tough. And I haven't told anybody this, but about 2 months ago, when this actually started to happen, I actually tried to do it again, and by tying a stone to my leg and jumping into the bucket lake, is I don't know what's going through my mind, but I don't know.
I think you would just die from the acid bacteria and then not drown in it. That's gross. Go somewhere else.
Well,
It's radioactive.
Skating rip or something.
I live by Buckeye Lake. I ain't
I know
trying
you
to
do.
do that. It's wasting gas, man.
Please don't.
That's a sewer.
Yeah.
But, like, Rise Above means a lot to me. It's the only thing I really have left. And I don't know about you. You always leave. This is so awkward now. I can't. But, yeah.
I'll be your mommy, Waylon.
Here, Waylon.
You don't want up there anymore, Bliss. What?
Okay, guys. We have one more share before I start the lesson. Katie Snyder would like to speak tonight as well.
I already shared my story once, but like I want to share like this past I think week or two have been like really hard on me. And before I was above, I talked to Shannon about it, and she did help me. But like for 2 examples, like on Facebook, I know she always tells us not to like when something's happening on Facebook, just log off. But like I didn't, and I like flipped out on 2 innocent people and for no reason. I said I was standing up for myself, but Shannon made me realize that I really wasn't, that I was just, it was me, and that I made the excuse that my medication has, like, the dosage was lowered, so it was messing with me. But I still had control over myself, but I didn't feel like it at the time. And then last night, poor innocent girls, I didn't even know a thing about her except for that stereotyping. Yes, she was a blonde, so you know how that goes.
Make fun of me.
And by like her pictures, I thought she was like one of those prissy, preppy, I can do whatever I want because I'm pretty girls. But I like flipped out on her because she told me that I had a mouth like a sailor, and I was really upset before that. So she didn't help. She didn't help, but I did like overreact on her. But
Actually, Waylon.
well, sorry, Kyla. But like I was going to apologize last night and this morning, but I blocked her, so I couldn't unblock her from my phone. But I realized what I was saying and like everything was wrong, and that I hope that I will make better decisions and try to control myself with my new medication. But my doctor told me yesterday that I have to go back once a week for 4 weeks, and then twice a week for 2 weeks because it could make me suicidal. But I don't think I am suicidal, so he just wants to make sure. But I hope it helps me. And before, like, I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, I was having these thoughts of people getting into car accidents. First, me and my mom, she tried to make us, like, she tried to get us to buy her a new car, but, like, we backed into her, and we barely tapped her, and her whole front door was, like, smashed in. But the cop said that there was no recent damage that he seen, so he didn't give my mom a citation or anything. And then last Monday, Brad wrecked his car. And then Sunday, me and Brad witnessed another car accident in Lancaster Walmart parking lot. So that kind of scared me even more. And then I've been having thoughts of my loved ones and family members dying. And I blamed my medicine. But I don't know if it's been more of like my family than like friends and stuff. I try so hard not to think about it, but it's really, really, really hard. Because like I could be in like mid-sentence and the thought would just come into my head. You done? And I still blame my medication for that, but I'm trying to like be more positive with everything and like turn to my friends and family and stuff. I've been like, I think my mom has noticed because I've been like spending more time with her and like not avoiding Brad, but like avoiding him so I can spend time with my mom and stuff. Like I don't know if she noticed. I told her, but it's just like been really, really hard for these past couple of weeks, and I just needed like a lot of help because I know Shannon says don't do this, but I did put it all over Facebook, and I'm sorry for everybody who read my potty mouth, but I apologize to everybody who had to read it, and I plan on apologizing to the Chelsea girl tonight. And it's not just because Shannon told me to, it's because it's my choice, and I hope she takes it kind of coolly, but she's probably not, because I said really hurtful things to her. But if you guys ever do this, just like think that you're like hurting somebody who's like, especially if they're like innocent and didn't do anything to you. But if they start on you, just ignore them, delete them, and block them like immediately, because it could just like ruin your reputation. It really could. Because I'm a nice girl, and that made me seem like the spawn of the devil. It did, and I don't want anybody else to be like offended by that. So I apologize if you guys read it. What? Well, I'll delete it once the meeting's over, but I want to apologize.
Thank you to both my share people tonight. I had no idea what they were going to say, and I was actually kind of not sure that this was the right lesson, but after listening to that and what I've had to deal with this week with some other rise lovers, I know exactly that this is the right lesson to teach. So, I would like to ask, how many of you guys are thirsty and would like a drink?
Me!
Okay. I have bleach.
I love that stuff!
Ammonia.
Oh, that would like kill me just by smelling it.
And toilet bowl cleaner. Wait a minute. What's wrong with this? Why would you guys not drink this?
Because it's poison.
Because it's poison. Right. So tonight we are going to learn a little bit about poison. Are you poisoning yourself?
Yes.
No. Poison is a substance taken internally or applied externally that is injurious, which means it will injure you, to your health or dangerous to life. Any substance that impairs health or destroys life when ingested, inhaled, or absorbed by the body, even in relatively small amounts. Okay, some toxicologists suggest that depending on the dose, all substances are poisons. If you have too much of anything, it can be a poison. So, poisons are dangerous. We do not make a habit of drinking these things, right? We don't want to have these things in our bodies because they will hurt us. Now, I thought it was interesting that other than the word substance, a substance taken internally, where it's talking about chemicals, we could also apply this to our thoughts. I know from just listening to what we've heard tonight, and from a lot of people that I've been talking to on Facebook this week, some other Rise lovers, that you guys have a struggle sometimes with thinking poisonous thoughts. What is a poisonous thought? What do you think that would be?
Like my example of bad things happening.
Bad things happening. What else? Suicide.
Something that would make you like want to hurt someone.
Right. Thoughts maybe of hate towards someone else.
Anything negative.
Anything negative. Very good.
Poison yourself.
Hating yourself.
Like poisoning someone else by saying mean things.
By saying mean things to someone else. Right. All of those things are good examples of what can be poisonous thoughts. Okay. We can also talk about, okay, I said we said hate, hating somebody else. What about self-hate? You hate yourself. A lot of people do, unfortunately, hate themselves for one reason or another. Greed. If you're very greed-driven. Envy. If you're jealous or envious of someone else, that's a poisonous thought. Unforgiveness. Talked about that. If you have unforgiveness towards someone in your heart, or even the inability to forgive yourself, those are poisonous thoughts. Okay? Bitterness, self-pity, feeling sorry for yourself. Hopelessness. One for me is grief. Missing my daughter. That's normal. Conceitedness. That's a poisonous thought. If you think you're better than everyone else. Okay. Anger. How about anger? That's a big one.
Yes.
Or regret for doing things that you've done that you feel sorry that you did now. Okay? All of those things can be considered poisonous thoughts. Now, why are those poisonous to us?
Because they can make you do things you don't want to.
They can. They are injurious to your health. Okay? Not only can they lead to depression and suicide, but they can actually do other things too. They can cause you to push other people away. People that you love, that are your friends, your family, people that don't even know you, like in Katie's example that she had. Somebody that she didn't even know, and she's being just mean and hateful to this person. Okay? Plotting revenge. Bullying people. Bullying yourself. By thinking those kind of thoughts. Suicidal thoughts. Self-injury. What about cutting? Burning. Things like that. Those kinds of things come from thinking poisonous thoughts. Okay? Now, no one just wakes up one day out of the blue and says, today looks like a really good day to kill myself. I just think I'll just do that today. I don't have anything else better to do. No, that's not what happens. What happens? Why do people decide to commit suicide?
Depression. Because they feel like they have no other choice.
Okay, doesn't happen overnight though.
Nope.
Yes.
They feel like no one's there for them.
Right.
Mine's a chemical imbalance.
Okay, but chemical imbalance is only part of it. Depression is a chemical imbalance. It can be treated, but it cannot be treated if you don't do your part. Okay, what else?
It could be like just you don't want to deal with everything, the pressures, just of everything.
Overwhelming feelings? Right. Yeah.
I'm just not happy in general with how you live life and how people live life around you.
Right. Yes.
Abandonment issues.
Do what? Abandonment? Yeah. Feeling alone? Loneliness? You guys ever felt that way before? Yeah, I have too. Let me tell you, we dwell on those kind of thoughts by choice. No one forces you to think on those things. Okay? Those thoughts can pop into your mind at any time. But it's up to you what you do with them. Okay? Just like when you hear a song on the radio. You guys ever heard a song on the radio and it just sticks in your mind all day long?
Yes.
And you're like, oh my gosh. Please stop. Okay? That happens all the time. And what do you do when that happens to you?
Sing a different song.
You put something else in your mind so that you don't have to listen to that annoying song anymore, right? You do everything you can think of. You turn on the radio, and then when you turn off the radio, that song comes back in your mind, you're like, turn on a different song. You do something else, you think of something else, you actively try to get that out of your mind. Okay? Now, otherwise it drives you nuts all day long and all day the next day long. Okay? It will drive you crazy because our minds are like a tape recorder. You guys ever watch a movie at night and then like all night long you're thinking about it? Like the next day you wake up and you're thinking about it, and that happens to me all the time. I hate watching movies. Like the scariest movie, I swear, when I saw The Ring, oh my gosh, you guys.
The movie's so
I was like freaked out forever, okay? But it's because it keeps playing in your mind. Alright? Guess what else? Guess what plays in my mind? The night they called me and said my daughter was in the hospital, and I ran to the hospital, and there she was, dead in the hospital in the bed. And I saw that, and I remember how I felt, and I remember them telling me, and me screaming, no, 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 and crying. I remember that. And if I allow myself to think of it all the time, I'm a basket case. It tears me up. I don't want to do anything but lay in bed and cry all day long. Okay? So, we've decided, now that you guys understand what poisonous thoughts can be, there are so many different. My poisonous thought isn't the same as what is your poisonous thought. Maybe you have more than one. You know? Maybe you have several poisonous thoughts that are in your mind all the time. I want you guys to think, while I'm teaching tonight, of at least one thing that continually pops into your mind, and it makes you sad or depressed to think about it. Okay? It's that one poisonous thought that you can't get rid of. I want you to just think a little bit about what that thing might be while I'm teaching tonight. Okay? Now, if we dwell on these thoughts all the time, it doesn't take long before our health starts to decline. Now, you may not get sick, you may not catch a cold, but your mental health starts to go down the tubes. All right? You start to pull away from your friends. You start to be sad. You start to quit sports and doing things that are fun for you to do. All right? I know this because 2 reasons. Number 1, I've been depressed. And number 2, Lauren has been depressed. So I had to go through it several times. But I'm here to tell you, it can be kicked. Okay? I kicked depression twice. All right? Lauren kicked it before she died. So it can be done. I'm going to tell you how. What's the answer? You guys want to know? No. Okay. There are several things that you have to do if you find yourself with poisonous thoughts. Number 1, realize that you're having these thoughts. Realize and recognize them as poisonous. Okay? When it pops into your mind, don't just think about it all day long. Recognize what you're thinking about. Stop and say, wait a minute, that's a poisonous thought. That thought right there is going to lead me down a path I don't want to go down. Now, me having kicked depression twice, I'm getting real good at knowing what thoughts lead me down that road. Okay? So once you're able to recognize it, it's a lot easier to pull that out of your life and stop. Okay? Now, secondly, realize that you can control your own thoughts, but it has to become a habit. Okay? You have to make a habit of this. Just like when you guys come to Rise Above every single week, and I teach you to do things that are going to improve you as a person, I give you a challenge every week because I want these things to become a habit to you. Okay? I want you to act right without even thinking about it. I don't want you to have to stop and think, what's the right thing to do here? I want you to know and do it every single time. The only way that's going to happen is if it's a habit to you. Okay? Now, what you need to do is decide if those poisonous thoughts are about you or if they're about somebody else. So once you make that determination, you can, if they're about somebody else, you can decide to go to that person. You can decide to forgive that person even if you don't go to them. Dang, nice big bubble. That's very good. Forgiveness is the path to freedom from poison. Okay? If you have bad thoughts in your mind, in your heart, towards somebody else, and you don't ever forgive them, you are not going to get rid of those thoughts. They're going to poison you forever. Okay? I know this from experience too. I had bad thoughts in my heart towards people for a very long time for the way that they treated me. How many of you guys ever been treated bad by someone? Okay. It's very, very important that you let that go. That releases you. Not necessarily them. Time out. Shh. Eyes up here, please. I'm not up here wasting my breath, am I? Okay. Forgiveness releases you. It doesn't make what the other person did acceptable. It releases you from having to deal with that poison in your mind all the time. Yes?
What if, like, you forgive the person, but they keep doing that bad thing over and over again?
Can you separate yourself from that person? So it's someone in the family then?
No, but it's that's only like a class that you have to be in.
Okay. I'm going to tell you what I would do in that situation, just because I'm not here to tell you what to do as far as your beliefs, but my beliefs are, I believe in the Bible. I told you guys that last week. And the Bible says to forgive somebody 70 times 7. And that doesn't mean count it up in 490 times and you're done. No, it means as many times as it takes. Forgive them. Because even if they keep doing it, that's their problem. Your problem is with the forgiveness. You have to keep forgiving them again and again and again, even if they hurt you, because it releases you, not because it makes what they did right. Okay? Any other questions on that? All right. Now, another idea that helps you with forgiveness is write down someplace. I prefer to write it down on a piece of paper. The day, the time, and the person's name or whatever it is that you forgave them for, and write it down. Stick it in your shoe. Okay? Put it someplace where you know that you can go back to that and say, you know what, every time that comes into your mind that you're going to hate that person for what they did, you can pull it out and be like, no, I forgave them. I'm done with that. It doesn't have power over me anymore. Okay? Sometimes, even if you don't keep it in your shoe, if you just write it in your agenda or, write it on your calendar if you keep a calendar in your room or whatever. This is the date I set myself free from this. Okay? At this time, on this date, it doesn't have any effect on me anymore because I choose to forgive. And guess what? Every single day you wake up, you're probably going to be reminded of that again. And you're going to have those thoughts in your mind again. Well, you know what? They really did hurt me. And, maybe I should just be mad at them a little bit. No. When you decide to forgive someone, you forgive them and let it go. Because if you don't let it go, take a drink of poison. Okay? It's up to you. If you want to be set free from it, you have to do the forgiving. And you have to forgive every single day sometimes. That person's up in your face. You have to see them every day. Even if you don't see them every day, those thoughts still keep trying to come back until it becomes a habit. Okay? For so long, I had hateful thoughts in my heart towards someone. And I had to choose to forgive that person every single day. I had to pray to forgive that person every single day. And guess what? Now it's a habit. Now when that person's name comes up, I don't have that feeling anymore. I don't have those poisonous thoughts anymore because I know I forgave them. And I'm done with that. Okay? You can do it, but it takes work. All right. If your poisonous thoughts are towards yourself, what you need to do is recognize the root of the problem. Okay? Recognize which poisonous thought it is that's hurting you. Do you have anger? Do you have self-pity? Is it loneliness? Is it anxiety? Whatever it is. Try to put a name on it. Label it for yourself. Okay? So that when it comes, you can recognize it. Okay? In Katie's case, when the anxiety comes, she's going to recognize it when it comes back around. It's not always there with you. It goes for a while, but then it'll come back, and you recognize it when you put a name on it. Oh, wait a minute. That's anxiety knocking at the door again. Guess what? I'm not answering. Okay? What? Are you being a smarty pants?
No.
Stop that. Realize that only you You can change your thoughts, but only you can do it. I can't change your thoughts for you, people. I can stand up here all day long and talk until I'm blue in the face. It's not going to do you one bit of good if you don't decide to do it. If you don't take it home, if you don't do these challenges and ask what I'm asking you to do, to take that one thing in your heart, whether it be anger or loneliness or self-pity or hopelessness or whatever it is, if you don't recognize that and you don't decide that you want to be set free from that, then this is not going to help you one bit. You can sit here all day long. It goes in one ear and out the other. You are the only one that can change your life. I can't change it. I can give you suggestions, which is what I'm doing right now, but I can't change it for you. You have to take control over that. Okay? If you are sick and tired of being depressed and thinking about suicide and hurting yourself and doing these kind of things, you have to take control for your own life. Nobody else is going to do it for you. The right medication is not going to do it for you. The right therapist is not going to do it for you. Coming to Rise Above every single week is not going to do it for you if you don't have it in your heart that you want to change. Okay? You can do it. But it takes a little bit of guts, and it takes forming a habit. Okay? Now, we talked about forgiveness. You need to forgive yourself if you need to. How many of you guys have made mistakes? Hello, I'm queen of mistakes. Yeah, number one right here. None of you guys got me beat. I'll have you know. All right? So, when I talk about forgiving other people, sometimes the biggest person we cannot forgive is ourselves. All right? Guess what? I got news for you. You're human. You make mistakes. Guess what? I got other news for you. You're kids. That means you make more mistakes. Okay? Yay. I got news for you again. You learn by your mistakes. Other people are blaming you for their mistakes. Oh, for your mistakes? Then you need to forgive them, not yourself. Sometimes it's both. Sometimes you take, this is what bullies do. I have to wrap this in with bullying somehow, okay? This is what bullies do. They will take something that they don't like about you and use it against you. And maybe you didn't think that that your hair was all that stringy or anything, but then when they said it, not only did they say something that made you feel bad, but now you say it to yourself. Do I really have stringy hair? Oh my gosh, I can't believe someone said that about me. And every single day you get up and you're like, okay, my hair is stringy. Oh, gosh, man, I just wish it wouldn't be so stringy. Okay? So you take what other people say to you, and sometimes you beat yourself up with it. Okay, what's wrong with that picture? Does that work for you? No, it doesn't. Okay, so you need to forgive the other person, and you need to forgive yourself for mistakes that are made and for things that are said to you. Okay? Now, give yourself permission to be imperfect. I have a news flash again. Nobody's perfect. Not even me. Okay? Nobody's perfect. Not even the most perfect looking person that you think you could possibly see. Blaze back there. I mean, we know that he's almost perfect, but not quite. There's just one little thing. Okay. Everybody has flaws. Everybody makes mistakes. Okay? If you don't allow yourself to be imperfect, no one else is going to allow you either. Okay? I have this problem with myself a lot. I'm a perfectionist. I have to do everything perfectly all the time, and I drive myself crazy. Absolutely crazy, because nothing can be out of place, nothing can be done less than perfectly, and I will drive myself nuts and wear myself out trying to do things right all the time. Guess what? It's tiring. And I wear Ben out because I expect him to be perfect. And I wear Brittany out because I expect her to be perfect, okay? When you have a perfectionist nature, it's not just yourself that you want to be perfect. You want everybody else to be perfect around you because your whole world has to be perfect, okay? Okay, my dad's a perfectionist too. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it. So, you need to lose that mentality, people. How many of you guys would consider yourself a perfectionist?
What's that mean?
Few of it. It means everything has to be perfect. It depends. Okay? Okay, a few of you. That's a personality trait. That's not something that everybody has. Okay? So I'm just talking to you perfectionists right now. Alright? That is a trait you need to lose. All right? Let me tell you something right now. When Lauren died, I realized that how clean my house is doesn't really matter. Okay? If she was still here and I had a dirty house, that'd be fine with me. Okay? So you need to remember when you're catching yourself wanting everything to be perfect, give yourself permission to be imperfect. Okay? It's an imperfect world. And our differences are what makes us unique. Our little flaws are what makes us unique from each other. Okay? The fact that my hair is stringy is what makes me different from Brandon, whose hair is not stringy. Okay? There's lots of things that make us different. Appreciate those and give yourself permission to make mistakes. When you make a mistake, it's not the end of the world. It's really not. Okay?
Your car goes off the cliff.
Don't say that. Because that can't happen.
What?
But if you stop and think about what he just said, did you guys hear what he said? Unless your car goes off a cliff. Okay? That can't happen. And yes, it would be the end of your world at that time. Alright? But what I'm talking about is when you guys go to school or work or wherever it is that you go and you make a mistake and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to get an F or I'm going to get fired or my parents are never going to speak to me again. Okay? Those things that you're thinking of are not the end of the world because life does go on. You made a mistake. The best thing you can do from that is learn from that mistake and say, okay, I made a mistake. Own up to it like Katie did tonight. Say, I was wrong. I did something wrong. I'm human. I'm sorry. Do what you can to make it right and move on with your life. Don't beat yourself up over it. Okay? Now, I want you guys to get this, and I'm going to write it down because it's really important. This is why we cannot think poisonous thoughts. Okay? Your thoughts turn into actions, your actions turn into habits, and your habits turn into your character. So, therefore, it is impossible for you to have good character if you have poisonous thoughts. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yes.
Say yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. If you don't learn anything else tonight, that's what you need to take home with you. Okay? Learn it. Memorize it. It's true. I promise you. Yes.
I'm not trying to preach about my religion or anything, but in my belief system, that it said that if you think about something enough, then you will literally create it in the long run.
I believe that. I believe that. I'm a different religion than you are, but I totally believe that. What you believe in your heart. As a matter of fact, I'll give you the Bible verse. It says a million times in the Bible. I don't know exactly where, but it says, as a person thinks in his heart, so is he. Okay? That means whatever you think on is what you become, is what you create around you. Okay? You think negative, poisonous thoughts all the time, guess what? Some people are always complaining that their lives are terrible and this and that happened to them. I have a friend, oh my Lord, I love her to pieces, but my goodness, all she does is complain. She complains about everything, like so many things happen to her all the time. And every time I talk to her, I'm like, do you ever stop and think about why so many bad things happen to you? Maybe it's because that's all you talk about. Start talking about some positive stuff and watch things turn around.
Right.
Okay? If you fill your mind with positive things, you're going to bring positivity to your life. Okay? Now, when you catch yourself dwelling on poisonous thoughts, we talked about changing the channel in your mind. Do something different. Listen to something different. Put something else in your mind that's going to get rid of that. Okay? You do it with music, you can do it with thoughts. I promise you. It's a little bit harder, but you can. Okay? Now, when I wake up in the morning and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, this is going to be a terrible day. I'm just so tired. I was up so late last night and I just need some coffee and I miss my daughter and I have so much to do at work today. And next thing you know, I'm crawling back into bed crying all day long. No. That's not how I want to live my life. And I don't think that's how you guys want to live your lives either. When you wake up and you're in a bad mood, doesn't the rest of your day seem to go bad? Mm-hmm. Unless, what?
You change your attitude.
Unless you change it. Right. You put on a happy song and you go dancing around the bathroom and say, you know what? I'm tired, but I'm going to do the best I can to have a good day today. I'm going to listen to my favorite song and I'm going to dance around and do my hair a little bit different and wear something funky to school and it's going to be all right. And 9 times out of 10, you people, it is all right. You create the atmosphere that you want around yourself. Okay? But you have the power to do that. Now, you can write out your thoughts in a journal if they're really bothering you that much and you feel like you need to give them that kind of attention. Write it out in a journal and then shut the journal, put it away, and go on about your life. Okay? Give it time. This is important. Are you guys listening? When I get in a funk, and I've told you several times this happens, when I get in a funk, I come home, I cry, I get in bed, I'm very sad, and I give myself time to do that. I allow myself, okay, I'm going to be sad right now. There's no getting around it. But then, after time, I say, enough is enough. And it's time to get up out of bed, go watch TV, or go do something else that makes me happy. For me, it's getting coffee. If I can just make it to the coffee place, I'm good. Okay? So, for whatever it is that's going to change your attitude and make you happy. The other night, I was having a really hard meltdown. I was laying in bed, I was crying. I couldn't even decide what I wanted for the Subway. I was just totally having a meltdown. Okay? And all it took was I cried for a while, and then Brittany came upstairs and just started talking to me. And she talked to me, and it got my mind off of it. And the next thing you know, I was like, okay, I'm going to get up. I'm going to go downstairs. I'll make dinner with my family. And I was fine the rest of the night. But I gave it time, okay? Give that thought time. Recognize it, that it's a poisonous thought, and you're not going to think about it for long. But you do have permission to think about that thing that bothers you for a time. As long as you decide, okay, time's up, I'm done with that, I'm not going to let it consume me, and then go on about your business. Do something else, okay? Reward yourself. When you're good at getting rid of those negative thoughts, give yourself a reward. Do something that you want to do, or, eat a candy bar or something. I don't know, whatever works for you, okay? Give yourself a pat on the back for getting rid of negative thoughts when you can do it, okay? That's going to encourage you to do it more. That's going to encourage that habit in you. Also, I want you guys to realize that this is not an overnight process. It takes time to create new habits. How many days does it take to create a new habit? Anybody know?
30.
21.
21.
Yes.
It can change whenever.
Week.
45.
Week.
It takes 8 days to make a habit, 21 to get rid of it.
Okay. All right. This one's good answers. So it doesn't happen overnight, is what I'm saying. If I cross my arms like this every single day, and this is what I'm used to, try crossing your arms the other way. It feels weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay? But if every single day, wait a minute. Okay, not you. All right. If every single day, I love you, babe. If every single day you decided, I'm going to cross my arms the other way. And it would be weird at first, but after so many days, that would be the way that you crossed your arms, right? Okay? And it wouldn't feel weird to you anymore. Just like what I'm asking you to do here. Alright? It's going to feel weird at first. You're used to thinking that angry thought, or that self-pity thought, or that I'm so sad thought, or whatever it is, that poisonous thought that I asked you guys to think of one. Did you think of one? Okay? Are you thinking still? Whatever it is, have that in your mind, okay? Realize you can't break that overnight. You can't do it. Don't get discouraged. You can't even break it in a week, I'll guarantee you, because if I asked you for the challenge to break that habit in 1 week, you guys would maybe be able to do it for a week, but then you lapse back the week after. Okay? This has got to be an ongoing thing. If you're going to start a new habit or break an old habit, if you have poisonous thoughts, it's breaking a habit. And what did you say? 21 days to break a habit. Okay? But it can be done. People quit smoking all the time. People quit drugs all the time. Alright? People quit all kinds of... You know what I used to do? I used to suck my thumb. I used to pick fuzz off of a blanket and roll it up in my fingers all the time. Okay? But I don't do that. I don't do that anymore because I broke that. I used to bite my nails. I don't do that anymore either. Those are habits that I broke. And you can break the habit too. Alright? Now, find someone that you can trust and you know will help you stay on track. Okay? This is not somebody who you're going to call up every time you have that bad thought. They're going to be like, oh, Katie, I'm so sorry, honey. You have such a bad life. I do. No. I want you to think of somebody that you can talk to that's going to be like, girl, we need to go shopping. Okay? Whatever they can do to cheer you up. Listen. This person can be anyone you want it to be. For me, it's my therapist. My therapist does not feel sorry for me. Okay? When I go in and whine and complain that I'm so sad this week and things have been so rough, you know, my therapist is like, okay, so what are you going to do about it? You know, he is not all feeling sorry for me. So I want you guys to think of somebody who can hold you accountable. Who, when you tell them, I'm thinking of this poisonous thought, I'm just so angry today and I just can't get over it. And, you know, it needs to be somebody that's going to be like, girl, you got this. You can do better than this. Let's go do something fun. Let's get your mind off this. Okay? An encourager. I know you guys all know one.
You take me shopping.
Now. You're choosing side today.
Okay, so that person cannot be having a pity party with you. If you choose a person and you start to tell them and they're having a pity party with you, choose somebody else. Okay? Because it ain't going to work for you. Alright, fill your mind with positive messages. Listen to this. I know this is going out on the limb, people. Read an encouraging book. Did she say read? Oh my Lord, yes she did. Read an encouraging book. Listen to encouraging music. Do you guys ever stop and listen to the music that you listen to and like really get the words? Yeah. Like some of the words are just
they don't make sense.
Listen up. If you are spending time listening to music that does not agree with your values, you need to chuck that music. Okay? Because it doesn't matter how great the beat is. If you're listening to stuff that's constantly putting wrong thoughts in your mind, and you think that you're not going to be acting on those thoughts, you got another thing coming.
What about rebellion songs?
I wouldn't listen to that stuff if you're having poisonous thoughts.
Oh, no.
Okay? Listen, it might even be a good idea. It might even be a good idea to have on your iPod or have a little CD or whatever of only encouraging music so that you know when you get in a funk, you pull out that one set of songs and you say, I'm going to get myself out of it. And these songs do that for me. There are plenty of songs out there that are encouraging.
Yeah, I did that when I was going through my stage this past week. I was listening to a bunch of like depressing sad songs.
Did that help? No. Listening to sad music when you're already sad does not help.
No.
Not at all. Yes, ma'am. A funk?
A sad.
Good question. A funk? I'm sorry. When you get into a funk, that's an old lady word that I use. It just means you're just like grumpy and in a bad mood and gloomy. Yeah, you're just having a bad time. You're in a bad place. Okay? That's a funk. All right. Okay, we're almost done, I promise. 2 more things and then we'll be done. Focus on helping others. Okay? That is something that will truly, truly, truly help you to get out of a bad place. Okay? How many of you guys think that nobody else in this world has a problem that's any worse than yours? Good, we're being honest tonight. Wonderful. You're right. Listen. No matter how bad your problems are, somebody else has it worse. I promise you that. Okay? So, getting out of your bad place becomes easier when you take the focus off of yourself and look at someone else. Okay? You're having a bad day, you're drinking poison. Okay? A good way to get out of that, call up somebody you know. Call up somebody you know from school that's having a rough time and ask them to go do something with you fun. Go to a movie or something, okay? And guess what? Go to the movie and you pay for theirs. I mean, they're going to love you for it, you know? All right, what I'm trying to say here is we don't all have access to the Ethiopian children that we would all like to help so much, but we do have access to each other. And we do have access to people in this community who are hurting, who could use a friend and can use help. Yes, please.
They're Ugandan.
Uganda,
Yes.
okay. When I was young, it was Ethiopian. So, and believe me, if you're having trouble finding someone who has it worse off for you than you in this community, you can look outside of your community. You can look in a more global way. Okay? You guys are not the only kids on the planet. There are other kids out there that need help. Okay? What I did when I got upset and was grieving because I lost Lauren, I started this group. Okay? It helps me to help you. And that's why I can stand in front of you and tell you guys this, because I know it works. It helps. Every single week when you guys come here and give me hugs, even if I don't feel like seeing a single soul when I come home, I'm happy after I'm done with Rise Above. Because you guys make me happy. Helping you makes me happy. It gets me out of the picture. I'm out of my box. Okay, I'm always talking about get yourself out of the box. And I don't have to focus on how bad I feel anymore. It's, hey, there's other kids out there that have problems. There's other kids out there that need help. And helping them will help you. Last thing.
Who's Allie? She said she was going to be late.
Okay. A little late. Last thing. And I will say this with the disclaimer that I always use. I'm a Christian. I'm throwing it out there. Pray for help. Okay? If you're a praying person, if you believe in God, you have a relationship with God, or whoever it is, Buddha or whatever, pray for help. Okay? A spiritual sense will help you a lot. Alright. Questions? You guys got all that?
Yeah, got it. All right.
Okay. So you want to know your challenge for next week? This is a good challenge, y'all. Which arm are you going to wear it on?
Left.
Alright. Your challenge. The thought that I asked you to think of tonight, your poisonous thought. It can be more than one, but at least one. Okay? Write it down on an index card when you get home. And tomorrow, when it's nice and sunny outside, I want you to go outside in your yard and bury it and give it a funeral. Okay? And when you bury it, listen. When you bury it, say some nice words, whatever it is you have to do. Make it a real funeral. I'm serious, okay? And then when you go inside, write down the date and the time and what it was and put it someplace. So that when it pops up in your mind again, you can say, no, I'm done with that. It doesn't have power over me anymore. And every time when it comes up, this week and next week and the week after and the week after that, you can go back and say, I am done with that. It's not going to poison me anymore. So, are you ready to stop drinking poison?
Yeah.
Okay? Yes, Miss Kayla.
Can we do this Thursday? Because I'm...
Yes. If you need to. But I would like for you guys to do this as soon as possible. Okay? Because guess what? The reason I want you to go home and do it tonight is because I don't want you drinking any more poison anymore. If you go home and think about it tonight and you don't write it down and you don't do this tomorrow, that's another day you gotta drink poison. Yes.
What if you get, like, dig up your yard?
Waylon, I'll let you use my yard.
No, wait.
Put it in a
We can use my yard.
pot. Put it in a pot.
You can burn it. You can burn it just like you can burn it if you. Well, I don't want to burn it. If you have a lot of things, hole and bury them all together.
Put it in a flowering pot.
No.
Can I just
It
go
needs
to
to be
fuck out
in
lake?
the ground outside where you cannot get back to it.
Never mind.
One little hole. One tiny little hole.
Never hear the end of it.
No, you won't. Put
Can you get to like an abandoned block somewhere?
where nobody can see.
Okay.
And if anybody's mom has a problem with it, tell them to talk to me. Okay? It's all right. I'll stick up for myself. So, questions on that? Comments? You guys tired of drinking poison?
Yeah.
We're going to quit this week. All right? We got to overcome this because teen suicide is a big problem. And it don't happen overnight. You got to tackle it together. All right? Okay, so that being said, the last thing I want to say, does anyone have any announcements? No?
Yeah, I need a cheat card. No cheat cards. That are automatic. Tell me about it.
I can't drive straight.
Under 1,000. I know, yours is 3,000.
I need to let you guys know, the t-shirts, I've sold the ones that I have, and I'm taking prepaid orders for new ones. They're $15. I haven't gotten any orders yet, so if I don't get any orders, we just won't have any, okay? Yes.
I have extra Hope for Hunter t-shirts in the back of my car.
Hope for Hunter t-shirts, $15. See Rachel if you want one, okay? Make sure that you support her in this. Anything else? Okay, so March 24th is the walk. What are we going to do next week for next week's meeting? Bring money. Bring how much money? A lot. Lots of money. Right. Okay. Yeah. It needs to be a lot of money, all right? We want to go out with a bang. All right. I think that's it. I always end up forgetting something, but I think that's it. I love you guys. Thanks for coming.